Hey there, my name's Tracy from Randomness of Rudy, and in this video we're going to talk about Capricorn the goat in relationship with Aries the ram. This is a part of my YouTube series, The Capricorn Experience, where I take a look at Capricorn in a relationship with each sign of the zodiac. So if you haven't seen the first video I did where I go a bit more in depth on what it's actually like to date a Capricorn, please go back and check that out. Capricorn with Aries is a very, very tough match, and this is a match that requires a lot of adjustments. Aries is a fire sign, and Aries is also the first sign of the zodiac. And so Aries is very much concerned with personal initiatives, and because Aries is ruled by the planet Mars, this is a highly energetic, warrior-like sign that really doesn't have time to sit and wait for others. Aries is always on the go. Aries is always moving forward. Aries is always planning ahead without even necessarily having a plan in place. That is Aries the ram. Whereas Capricorn is much more disciplined. Capricorn is much more structured, and Capricorn is very methodical with regards to how he or she pursues personal goals. And so these are your differences. Now, on the one hand, you both complement one another. If Aries is mature enough, then he or she would take advantage of the stability that Capricorn brings to the relationship, because Aries might be surprised with how Capricorn's input and influence can really allow Aries to accomplish a great deal more than what Aries would accomplish on his or her own. And then on the flip side, because Aries is this ball of energy, Capricorn could learn to loosen up a little as a result of his or her association with Aries in this relationship. And so these are some of the good qualities. However, if you're unevolved or not as mature, then your differences could make the relationship very difficult. Aries may see Capricorn as somewhat of a parent figure and somewhat of a wet blanket, whereas Capricorn will see Aries as just completely immature and lacking focus and see Aries as this project that Capricorn has to take on. And so obviously those are perspectives that you certainly don't want to have towards your significant other in this particular pair up. And so you want to keep these things in mind. When it comes to lovemaking, this could be where you're able to kind of relax more in each other's company, and any grievances that come up, you may find that they disappear when you guys are involved in lovemaking and being sexually intimate. As I said, Aries is this fireball of energy and really likes sex. And in the meantime, Capricorn has this very steady, earthy, grounded approach to sex. And so combined, there could be some pretty lengthy lovemaking sessions between you, which isn't all so bad. And because these two signs operate from a very heartfelt core level, there will be a lot of passion between you in the bedroom. And so keep this in mind as well. This may be what kind of allows any kind of differences between you to be somewhat, forgiven. As far as the disputes between Capricorn and Aries, Capricorn wins it here. Aries has a tendency to go overboard with temper tantrums. And even though Aries gets over any upset rather quickly, when Aries is upset, Aries is upset. And it's pretty obvious. Whereas Capricorn is much more subdued. Capricorn is much more mature. Capricorn has a really good way of, explaining any kind of grievance or upset in a way that, is very adult. And so, your fighting styles are very different. And Aries, you have a lot to learn in this area, especially when dealing with a Capricorn. Capricorn isn't even going to pay you any kind of mind if you are shouting and yelling and banging your fists. Capricorn's just going to ignore you and walk away. Capricorn doesn't have time for it. And quite frankly, no one does. All right. So from here, you could learn from Capricorn how to approach your differences in a way that is very mature, in a way that allows the two of you to discuss your grievance, and in a way that allows you to, strategically overcome your challenges and your differences, okay? So this is a tough match. It's a highly passionate one, but it's a tough match. You both stand to learn a lot from each other, however, and so if anything, you should let that be what keeps you putting forth the effort. Because if you can recognize what you gain as a result of being in this relationship, it could be what keeps you together for the long run. If you want more in-depth information, I would consider scheduling my compatibility reading. And in the meantime, you can certainly visit my website at randomnessofrudy.com. Good luck.